Okay, so let's tackle all about chapter 2, traffic management. Okay? So first, before we're going to tackle deeply all about traffic management, let's define first management. So when we say management, it refers to the skillful use of means to accomplish an objective. Management is defined as an act of managing people and their work for achieving a common goal by using the organization's resources. So when we say management, this is a systematic, okay, or the skillful use of any means to accomplish a certain objective. For example, we have a certain objective that we want to pursue or we want to happen in our organization. So we need to utilize this so-called management. And also, kasama po dyan sa word na management, yung pagsasaayos din ng tao at the same time, what will be the work of a certain people, okay? Or a certain person, okay? So we have here administration. So pag sinabi po nating administration, it talks about a systematic process of administering the management of a business organization. So if you're going to ask, ano ang pinakamas mataas po ba, the administration or the management? So for me, it is the administration. Why? Because the administration is the policy making of a certain organization, while the management is the executory. Okay? Sila po ang bahalang magpapa-execute ng lahat ng pinaplano ng administration. Okay? So, syempre, in connection with our subject, so let's tackle all about the by the way, so we have the main function of administration is to formulate plans, policies, and procedures, setting up of goals and objectives, and enforcing rules and regulations. So yun po yung main function ng administration. So kung papaganahin ang plano, papaganahin ang policies, ang procedures, ang goals and objectives, to enforce rules and regulation, that will be the work of the management. Okay? So, in connection with our topic, so let's tackle all about the traffic administration. Okay? So, na-define natin the administration, the word traffic, the word management. So, in connection with the traffic subject or the traffic administration, it is the administering the flow of traffic by a group of people. So, if we're going to go back to the definition of traffic, no? So, ito po yung daloy mismo ng mga tao, okay? Daloy ng mga tao. So, when we say traffic administration, aayusin natin kung ano po dapat ang galaw ng mga tao. This also include the policy formulation, smooth flow of traffic which differs from management which focuses on the policy implementation. So the traffic management talks about the policy implementation made by us, made by the traffic administration. So ang trabaho ni traffic administration class, always remember na gagawin niya ang lahat, okay, gagawin niya ang lahat ng policy, lahat ng rules and regulation para mapaayos yung daloy ng trapiko natin sa Pilipinas. While the traffic management, they are the one who will implement the policy that was made by the traffic administration. Sila po ang bahalang mag-implement ng mga policy na tinutukoy ng ating traffic administration. Okay? So for example, nagbaba ang traffic administration na yung rules on right of way o kaya anong ibig sabihin ng mga traffic signs, okay? Si traffic management ang mag-i-ensure na sinusunod ba talaga yung policy tungkol sa traffic sign na yun. For example, there is a traffic administration policy na if may nakalagay na sign na naka-letter U tapos may nakaharang o may naka-X, so ibig sabihin no U-turn. Ibig sabihin nun, that is the policy of the traffic administration. Anong gagawin ni traffic management doon? Si traffic management ang mag-i-implement nun na to make sure if the traffic users will able to follow ano ba talaga yung dapat na ma-implement. So, dapat wala ding mag-u-U-turn. So, yun po yung pinagkaiba ng traffic administration sa traffic management. Okay? So, let's talk about the traffic management. Okay? So, nasabi ko na, so we have a glance with regards to the definition of the traffic management. This is the presupposes an understanding of the motivation behind the behavior of the motorists, commuters, and pedestrians. Any attempt to redirect their behavior without understanding the cause will not able to effectively solve the traffic problems. Si traffic management ang bahala to control or to understand the motivation behind the behavior of the motorist or the so-called traffic users. So siya ang bahala paano ba natin mapasunod yung mga tao na supposedly yung mga traffic users po natin. So pag sinabing traffic users, so nandyan na yung mga motorists, commuters, and also the pedestrians are the traffic way users. Ibig sabihin sila yung mga gumagamit. So paano natin mapasunod or paano natin mapa-implement yung mga tinatawag na policy ng ating traffic administration. Okay? So, next, it includes the formulation, coordination, and monitoring of policies, standards, programs, and projects to rationalize the existing transport operation, infrastructure requirements. This also includes the following. So ano nga ba yung dapat na gagawin? So tatandaan po natin kasama din po sa formulation ang traffic management, the coordination and monitoring of policies kung nasusunod pa po ba. They are the one who will assess if that certain policy ay nasusunod po ba. They set standards and also programs and projects para sa ating transport operations and infrastructure. Okay? So ano-ano nga ba 'yon? So nandiyan dong use of thoroughfares, okay, yung mga kalsada po natin, promotion of safe and convenient movement of persons and goods. Siyempre the transportation system ng Pilipinas, sila din ang mag-i-ensure. Provisions for the mass transport system and the institution of the system to regulate road users. Mass transport system natin, how about our transport system sa Pilipinas? Gaano ba kalala ang problema sa transport system, gaano ba ma-resolve kaagad yung problema sa transport system natin, 'di ba? So dati, jeep, bus, taxi meron tayo, but now we have, LRT, MRT, we have TNVS, 'di ba? So mayroon pa tayong mga angkas, joyride. So yun, that was the work of the traffic management to ease the transport system problems po, okay? Administration and implementation of all traffic enforcement operations, traffic engineering services, and traffic education programs, including the institution of the single ticketing system. Okay? So yun po yung dapat na magawa ng ating traffic management. Okay? So, in addition, traffic management is the organization, arrangement, guidance, and control of both stationary and moving traffic, including pedestrians. So, sabi ko nga po sa inyo kanina, the traffic users must be arranged or guided or control in using our traffic way. Kasi kung hindi po natin sila makontrol, mag-guide, or ma-arrange saan dapat sila nandoon, magiging magulo po ang traffic way po natin. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba, para maiwasan na yung mga bisikleta nasa gitna ng kalsada, ang ginagawa po natin binigyan natin sila ng bicycle lane. So we have also motorcycle lane. So that is part of the traffic management. It aims to provide for the safe, orderly, and efficient movement of persons and goods, and to protect and where possible enhance the quality of the local environment on and adjacent to traffic facilities. Sila din ang bahala, no? So, we have a problem when it comes to our road conditions po natin. May makikita po tayong mga kalsada na sobrang liliit. So, anong ginawa ng traffic management natin? Nagkaroon ng road widening. Okay? So, bakit? Because they want to enhance the quality of the environment within or on and off or on and the adjacent to traffic facilities natin. So we need to improve our road conditions. Kaya mapapansin po natin, we have a 3-laner, 4-laner road para mais po din natin or mapagkaroon, we need to have a solution to the traffic congestion din po natin na nararanasan. And then, we have also coding system. Ayan, so that is part of the traffic management also. Okay? Para maisaayos po natin. Okay? Next naman po dyan, is the so-called traffic way. So kanina pa ako banggit ng banggit ng word na traffic way. So ano nga ba ang word na traffic way? So when we say traffic way, the entire width between boundary lines of every way or place or which any part is open to use of public purposes of vehicular traffic as a matter of right or custom. So para mapabilis natin yung sige ito. Ito lang. Ito. Ito yung example ng traffic way, okay? So yung pwede po nating balikan natin yung definition, entire width between the boundary lines of every way. So ibig sabihin, kung babalikan natin yung image na nandito, so magsisimula sa pinaka dulo nitong kalsada hanggang okay? Hanggang sa boundary lines po nung ating mga kalsada. Okay? So may tinatawag din tayo na roadway, part of the traffic way where motor vehicle pass. So saan ba dito sa traffic way natin? So lagyan natin ng kaunting ito. Ito, laser na lang. Ay hindi. Paano ba? Highlighter. Hindi. Pen na lang, pen. Sorry. Okay? So pag hanggang dito po, okay? Yan. Hanggang boundary lines ng mga kalsada po natin, that is the traffic way. Okay? Kung saan lamang po, baguhin natin yung kulay, kung hanggang saan lang po ang magagamit para sa kalsada o para sa dadaanan ng mga motorista, ng mga pedestrian, ng mga traffic users natin, that is the so-called the roadway. Okay? So, pagbuo, so sabi po doon kanina, entire width between boundary lines of every way or place of which any part is open to use of public purposes of vehicular traffic. So, nandito. So, pwede pong hanggang dito. Ayan. Or we can extend if that certain road are having a pedestrian shoulder dito. Yan, yung tinatawag nating gutter, kung sa mas madaling sabi, yung, forgot in Tagalog kung paano siya in Filipino kung paano siya tawagin, yung basta yung dito yung kalsada, parang daanan ta's nandito yung gutter, nakaangat siyang ganyan. Ayan, kasama po yan sa traffic way natin. Basta ang roadway po is yung puwede lamang pong madaanan ng mga ng mga vehicles, ng mga motor vehicles natin. So sir, dito po sa gitna puwede po ba? Hindi po puwede. But he is or it is kasama po, it is with the traffic way pa rin po. So yun po yung pinagkaiba ng roadway at traffic way. Okay? So let's talk about types of traffic management. So ano nga ba yung mga tinutukoy when it comes to what are the types of the traffic management? So when we say traditional traffic management, that is a traffic engineering tools or devices to regulate or control traffic, such as traffic lights, traffic signs or pavement markings, traffic islands, or other devices that could control or direct the flow of traffic. From the word itself, traditional, ano ba yung mga way na makontrol natin yung traffic? Okay? So, we have traffic lights. We have definition of the traffic lights na we have meanings when it comes to traffic lights na pag pula, we should stop. Pag amber or yellow or orange, we need to slow down. Okay? Pag sinabing green, we need to go. So we can control such traffic users. Also, we have traffic signs. No U-turn, left turn only, no right turn when red light, okay? We have also pavement markings, broken lines, okay? Solid lines, double yellow, double white lines, double yellow lines. Yun, that is a part of the pavement markings. Traffic islands natin. We have divisional islands, rotatory islands, and channeling islands. Okay? Para saan? Para mahati yung daloy or para mag-guide or makontrol yung mga taong gumagamit ng kalsada natin. That is for the traditional, yung ginagamit na natin nung una pa. And also, we have advanced, okay? Advanced traffic management, use of new technology like intelligent transportation system. So mamaya madidiscuss natin yung ITS. Pag sinabing advanced, ito na gagamit na ng mga new technologies po natin tulad ng halimbawa, we have yung NCAP natin, sabihin natin, o para makontrol, okay, or para mahuli yung mga tao na lumalagpas o nagkakaroon ng violation, no contact apprehension policy. That is an advanced traffic management, di ba? Di ba nung nauso yung NCAP noon, parang nagkaroon pa ng kaguluhan doon sa may Commonwealth kasi talagang kahit na merong tawag dito, ambulance, bahala ka diyan. Hindi kasi baka mapicturan kami. But that is part of the advanced traffic management. Okay? So yun po yung dalawang types ng traffic management. Okay? So what are those major causes of traffic congestion? Bakit nga ba nagkakaroon ng mga traffic congestion? Una, physical inadequacy. Ibig sabihin, lack of roads, narrow bridges. Pag sinabing narrow bridges natin, class, ito yung mga bridges na two-way, tapos sa gitna, one-way na, two-lane sa pag-akyat, pagdating sa gitna, one lane na lang. So, alam niyo na kung saan niyo mahahanap yan, di ba? Parang ganito siya. Two lane nung paakyat. Ayan, two lane siya. Iba yung nandito sa gitna. Ay sorry, mali. Dito. Halimbawa, three lane sila. Halimbawa, three lane. Tapos pagdating sa dulo, biglang nagganyan. Ayan, two lane na lang. That is narrow. Okay? Dito, sa kabila, ayan. Tapos biglang lumaki. Ayan na naman. Three lane na sila. So, narrow bridges ang tawag po dyan. No? So, three lane, tapos biglang two lane. Di ba? So, narrow. Railroad crossing. Yan, syempre, may harang. Dadaan yung tren. Okay? Nadadaan ng kalsada, nadaanan yung riles. So, we need to, that is physical inadequacy. Okay? Sunod po dyan is the poor control measures. Ineffective mechanical control devices. May stoplight, hindi gumagana. May traffic light, hindi gumagana. May traffic light, hindi sinusunod. Okay? Ito siya, poor control measures. Okay? Then, inefficient traffic officers. Yung ating mga traffic officers, hindi nila napapatupad gaano yung mga traffic laws. Okay? Maraming pagkakataon na maraming pinapalagpas. Okay? So, hindi naman nila lahat, no? Pero there are times, no? Na nahuhuli sila na is what we so called parang, alam nyo na, yung sa street, di ba? Na nangyayari na pag nahuli, so, ayun na, may mga naaabot, may mga tumatanggap, may iba naman na tumatanggi at talagang hinuhuli. Poor implementation of traffic laws, rules, and regulation. Okay? Hindi gaano napapatupad yung batas trapiko as part of the poor control measures. Pangatlo, human errors. Mismong taong nagmamaneho or gumagamit ng traffic way natin or roadway ang may mali. Okay? Slow drivers. Yung ugali ng mga Pilipino na imbis na mabagal, nandoon sa inner lane, 'di ba? Dapat nasa outer lane siya. Okay? Yung mga e-bike, 'di ba? So mapapansin natin 'yan, nandun sila sa gitna, even they are slow. Okay? Tapos pedestrian mistakes, yung ating mga pedestrian naman na alam nilang 80 kilometer per hour, bigla nilang pinahinto kasi tatawid sila, ayun, nasagasaan. Officers' errors and poor planning or else poor legislation or yung paggawa mismo ng batas. So tatandaan natin yung Motorcycle Act, 'di ba? Yung doble plaka, 'di ba? Maraming nagreklamo sa doble plaka na 'yon. This is part of the poor legislation. Next is poor maintenance. Dito na sa mga kalsada natin. So usong-uso ngayon, syempre, the recent issues with regards to flood control, 'di ba? So makikita natin palagi yung kalsada, 'di ba? Marami tayong nababalitaan, maayos pa pero pinapaayos ulit, 'di ba? I don't know what is the what is the reason? Maayos pa yung kalsada pero pinapaayos ulit. I don't know anong rason kung bakit. May iba naman lubak-lubak na, sira na yung kalsada, hindi pa mapaayos. That is part of poor maintenance. Anong mangyayari? Siyempre mag-i-slow down yung dadaan diyan. So anong mangyayari? Anong mangyayari dun sa mga siyempre mag-i-slow down, magdo-domino effect na hanggang sa magkaroon na ng traffic congestion. Pangalawa diyan, yung pagbaha ngayon, lalo na ngayon maulan, 'di ba? We have seen in every news na ang haba ng traffic, it's because of the flood, 'di ba? So damay-damay na, 'di ba? Ineffective flood control projects, yan usong-uso ngayon, ineffective, nagkakalaglagan na sila kung sino-sino na, marami ng personalities hindi na natin alam, 'no? So dahil sa ineffective flood control projects, nadamay yung mga kalsada. Bakit? Umapaw yung mga ilog, eh, nandun na sa kalsada, yung dating hindi binabaha, ngayon binabaha na. Okay? That is part of the poor maintenance. That's why, yung apat na yan, that is the major causes why there is a traffic congestion. Okay? So, hindi lamang po yan iisa causes kung bakit nagkakaroon ng traffic. For example, di ba? Hindi naman natin sa nilalahat, no? Yung mga jeepney drivers, di ba? Alam nilang kanto, liliko, may liliko, diyan sila mismo huminto sa gitna, di ba? Pedestrian lane, may nakalagay na no loading and unloading. Diyan pa rin nagbaba at nagsakay, di ba? That is a simple rules and regulation but hindi natin natutupad. Ano nangyayari? It is a domino effect, class. Domino effect ang nangyayari kaya nagkakaroon ng congestion. Okay? So yun po yung major causes of traffic congestion natin. So let's talk about road classification. Okay? So when we say road classification, nahati po yan sa according to political subdivisions at may isa pa. Okay? So when it comes to according to political subdivisions, we have the national, provincial, city or municipal, and also the barangay roads. Okay? So go back to national road. When we say national roads, it is a road or streets, kalsada po, na interconnecting provinces or cities. Kinokonekta ng kalsada na yan yung isang probinsya or city. Okay? Maraming probinsya or maraming city. For example, sabihin natin, um, ano bang kalsada dito? Kasi sa usually ito sa probinsya, marami po ito, yung mga national. Ito, best example ng national road, yung AH-26, Asian Highway 26. That was started, ang pinaka-ano niyan is nandoon po sa Batanes hanggang Hulu po yan, yung AH-26 po na yan. Why? It is interconnecting provinces and cities, yung Asian Highway 26 or yung tinatawag nating Maharlika Highway. Yun po yung nagkokonekta sa lahat ng probinsya sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, it is a national road. Next is provincial road naman. Siya naman yung kalsada na nag-i-interconnect or nagkokonekta-konekta ng mga munisipyo or siyudad sa iisang province. For example, Aguinaldo Highway. It is part of a provincial road. Bakit? Yung cities, for example, sabihin natin Tagaytay, halimbawa, mula Tagaytay, Silang, Dasma, Imus, Bacoor, that is a cities with municipalities or cities within a province of Cavite na nakonekta ng kalsada na yan. So that is a provincial road. Okay? So yun lang po yung pinagkaiba po nun. Next is we have city roads. Dito naman, city and municipal roads, ang pinagkaiba lang, pag city road, yung barangay, kinonekta siya nung kalsada na yon sa siyudad na yon. For example, Molino Paliparan Road. Okay? Molino Paliparan Road. Ano? Molino Road. Sabi natin, Molino Road. kinonekta niya yung Molino 4, Molino 3, Molino 2, Molino 1, and so on. Maraming nagkonekta na barangay within a city sa Bacoor mismo. 'Pag sinabing municipal road, barangay siya ng munisipyo na 'yon. For example, ano ba ang munisipyo dito sa Cavite? Sabihin natin Amadeo or Indang mismo. Indang. Indang is a municipal. Okay, that is a municipality, Municipality of Indang po 'yun. So lahat ng barangay kung may kalsada po do'n na may kinonektang barangay sa Indang na municipal, na munisipyo pa lamang that is a municipal road. Pero 'pag ang barangay na 'yan is part of a city, Dasmariñas, Imus, Bacoor for example, lahat ng kung mga kalsada na kinokonekta yung mga barangay sa siyudad na 'yan, city roads po ang tawag. So we have the barangay roads. Sa barangay roads naman, isang barangay merong kalsada na kinokonekta yung sitio and places sa barangay. Usually, if malayo sa sitio, sa mga barangays, yung kalsada na nagkokonekta ng mga places doon within a barangay na yon. Okay, halimbawa, Molino 4. Ano ba yung kalsada nagkokonekta doon sa halimbawa Molino 6, Molino 4, ayan, that is 'pag may kalsada po dun na nagkokonekta ng mga sityos, ng mga subdivision, lalo na sa Bacoor maraming subdivision, yan puwede po yun, okey, barangay roads po ang tawag, okey? According to functions naman po tayo, so malinaw naman po siguro with regards to political subdivision. So 'pag political subdivision tatandaan niyo lang, national yung Asian Highway 26, 'pag, provincial road yung isang kalsada na nagkonekta ng mga cities within a province. 'Pag sinabing city or municipal road, kalsada na 'yon kinonekta yung barangay para sa city, city roads. Ng isang city, city roads. Kinonekta yung mga barangay ng isang munisipyo, municipal road. 'Pag barangay road naman, kinonekta yung mga sitio sa isang barangay na 'yon. So that is the barangay roads. Now, according to functions naman, 'pag sinabing feeder roads, it is intended for farm to market roads. For example, ano ba yung lugar dito sa Cavite na maraming palayan. I always remember kasi our province, eh. Kasi province namin, nandoon yung, Surigao del Sur National Highway. For example, tapos merong kalsada dun kung saan that is the main national highway mismo ng province namin, for example, 'no? Ngayon meron pang mga kalsada na kumukonekta sa mga farm. Okay, galing sa farm papunta sa mismong municipal market namin. So ginawa 'yon, so yung tinatawag pala na farm to market roads, that is the so-called feeder roads. Okay? Bakit? Yung mula sa farm, okay, yung mula sa farm na kalsada papuntang market na mga kalsada, that is the so-called feeder roads. Okay? Pag sinabing collector highway naman, also refers to a highway that serves primary to funnel traffic from one local highway to another or between arterial and local highway. So meron pong part, okay, nahati po sa dalawa yung collector roads po natin. So may have local collector roads. Itong feeder road na to a municipal road. Pag sinabing major collector roads naman, intended as major arteries to collect interlocality traffic to provincial road. Okay. Balikan natin yung tinatawag na collector highway. Okay, let's try. Subukan nating mag-drawings. Serves as a primarily to funnel traffic from one local highway to another or between arterial and local highways. Okay. For example, okay, ito yung highway ng, sabihin natin, highway sabihin natin from Bacoor to Dasma. Sabihin natin yan, yun yung highway. Sa kabila class, meron ding highway dito. Sabihin natin, ito ay yung Aguinaldo Highway. Sabihin natin Aguinaldo Highway. Ngayon, dalawang highway na po ito Dalawang highway. Okay? Ngayon, merong kalsada na nagkonekta sa dalawa. For example, ito, ayan, liko-liko, eh, 'no? Ayan, yan, yun, ganyan. Itong nasa gitna natin class, okey? So, balitan natin ng kulay. So, itong nasa kaliwa this is the Aguinaldo Highway, okey? Mga highway po 'yan. Ito naman sa kabila, Bacoor to Dasma Road, sabihin natin, okey? Ngayon, para makapunta pareho sa dalawang kalsada na 'yan, may isang kalsada na nagkonekta, okey, sa mga major arteries na 'yan or mga major highways na 'yan. Yan ang tinatawag nating collector highways. Kaso nahati yan sa dalawa. We have the local collector roads, okey? Si collector roads naman 'no, si local collector roads, municipal road ito, okey? Sabihin natin municipal road ito. Ngayon, yung feeder road naman po natin, okey? Ah, pag combination ng municipal road at feeder roads, that is the local collector. So kung babalikan natin 'no, the feeder road intended to farm to market roads po yun, okey? So ibig sabihin, yung mga feeder roads na yan, ikokonekta natin doon sa municipal road. For example, ganito ang mangyayari, itong nakapula, okey, itong nakapula na yan, this is the municipal road. Now, may isang nakakonekta dito na feeder road, okey? Ibig sabihin, for example, this is the farms, okey? Farms, 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 okey? Ngayon, hindi nila agad maidadala yung kanilang mga bilihin papunta doon sa municipal road kung wala itong kulay yellow na feeder road, okey? So kumbaga, ito ang magiging access ng mga farmer natin papunta sa municipal road. That is the local collector roads. 'Pag sinabing major collector roads naman, intended as major arteries to collect interlocality traffic to provincial roads. Kung ito naman ay provincial road class, okay, at merong nagkokonekta na kalsada papunta sa provincial road, major collector roads naman po ang tawag sa kanya. From feeder roads to municipal road, okay, local collector highway po yan. Okay? Pag major artery, okay, major arteries or major na kalsada, for example, municipal road, sabihin natin, to a provincial road, major collector roads naman po ang tawag sa kanya. Okay? So yun po yung mga collector roads po natin. Okay? Sana po ay naintindihan natin. Now we have the arterial highway roads, also refers to a highway that is used primarily by through traffic. These are high-capacity urban roads that direct traffic from collector roads to expressway or freeway. Ito naman, for example, itong mga arterial highways na ito, pwede dito example natin yung Daang Hari. Okay? Bakit? Daang Hari, pwede tayong i-connect papunta ng expressway. Nandoon yung SLEX, nandoon yung MCX. Ayan. So, yun yung mga example ng arterial highway roads. Pag sinabing major highway naman, the main artery that caters on big volumes of vehicular traffic on national roadway. EDSA, sabihin natin. Okay? Rojas Boulevard. Okay, di ba? Sila yung mga kalsada na ang lalaki at sila yung mga kalsada na kailangan mo talagang daanan kung gusto mong pumunta sa isang locality. For example, galing ka ng Cavite. Okay, after mo mag-Cavite, sabihin natin dumaan ka ng expressway, nandoon agad yung Rojas Boulevard. Okay? Pagkaluwas mo. So kahit saan ka kahit galing ka ng south, 'pag pupunta ka ng sabihin natin Pasay, Parañaque, kailangan mo talagang dumaan sa Roxas Boulevard. That is a major highway. For example, kailangan mong pumunta ng Quezon City, kailangan mong dumaan doon sa EDSA, okey? So yun po yung major highway kung tawagin, okey? Next naman po is the expressway. So we have NLEX, National North Luzon Expressway, SLEX, South Luzon Expressway, MCX, Muntinlupa Cavite Expressway. We have the new CALAX, Cavite and Laguna Expressway, ECTEX, Subic, Clark Expressway, TPLEX, Tarlac, Pampanga, La Union Expressway. O yan. So those are the expressways po natin. Meron pa ba ako nakalimutan? Meron pa. Yung Star Tollway. Yan. Tunnel Road naman. So 'pag sinabing tunnel road, parang ano lang siya, yung hill, binutasan, tapos may tagusan na. Okey, so common na common, Caviang Tunnel, 'di ba? Nagdudugtong ng Cavite at Batangas, okey? Subway naman, ito naman ay for mga trains, may iba trains, ayan, trains naman ito, usually, but subway trains po 'to. 'Pag sinabing subway, sa ilalim. So if you're going to travel from EDSA, okey, meron tayong tinatawag na Cubao ilalim, Cubao ibabaw. Ibig sabihin 'pag sinabing Cubao ilalim, hindi po siya dadaan sa mismong sentro ng Cubao, okey? Didiretso po 'yan tatagos. Kasi ang subway parang underground po siya tinagos po 'yun. Naghukay tapos tinagos po sa kabila, okey? 'Pag sinabing skyway naman, ayan naman yung skyway, Manila Skyway natin, ayan. We have I don't know, meron na tayong stage 3 pero hindi ko alam nasaan ang stage 1 stage 2, okey? But we have, Manila Skyway at then yung stage 3 naman po niya, okey? So yun po yung mga road classifications po natin. Now, let's talk about the pillars of traffic. Let's always remember with the pillars of traffic, hanggang 5 lang po sila talaga. Okay? Dati hanggang 3 lang, but binago po ngayon na naging 5 sila. So, nandiyan na po yung traffic engineering, traffic education, traffic enforcement, and also traffic ecology and traffic economy. Yung traffic ecology or the traffic environment ay bago lang po sila, kasama po ng traffic economy. Okay? Ito pala, sorry, hindi ko na-next yung slide ko. Okay, so traffic engineering, traffic education, traffic enforcement, traffic ecology. Pag walang traffic ecology, that is a traffic environment, and traffic economy. Okay? So yun po yung iisa-isahin po natin. So let's talk about traffic engineering. So what is a traffic engineering? Okay? A traffic engineering, the science of measuring traffic and travel, the study of the basic laws relative to the traffic law and generation, deals with the planning and geometrical designs of streets, highways, and abutting lands and with operation thereon. Sa madaling sabi, si traffic engineering ang bahala sa pagpaplano. Okay? Sa pagpaplano ng lahat ng gagawin para sa kalsada po natin. Okay? Siya po ang bahala from the design of the streets, highways, skyways, yung mga roads po natin, si traffic engineering po ang bahala. At siya na rin ang bahala para mag-acquire ng lands, abutting lands para sa gagawin na kalsada. Okay? So siya po ang bahala po doon. So siya na rin po ang bahala, syempre, kung nandiyan na yung mga design ng streets, ilang lane, ilang way, one way ba, two way, ilang lane, one lane, two lane, three lane, siya na po ang bahala po doon. Yan po ang trabaho ni traffic engineering. And also, syempre, concerned with the efficiency of the road design. Okay, yun po yung trabaho ni traffic engineering. So what are the functions of the traffic engineering? Una, the fact-finding, survey, and recommendation of traffic rules and regulation. Dahil sila ang gumawa ng kalsada, alam nila kung paano or ano ang meron sa kalsada na yon. For example, gumawa sila ng kalsada, for example, itong if you heard about bituka ng manok from if I'm not mistaken, in Atimonan, Quezon. Basta yung katagusan natin dati if from Quezon Province to Bicol Region na. Okay? So, nakalagay do'n na bawal ang mga trucks, okay? Bakit? That is part of the recommendation ng traffic engineering. Bakit? Sila ang may gawa nung kalsada. Alam nila kung ano ang meron sa kalsada na yon, okay? So, we need the recommendation of the traffic engineering because they are the one who makes the certain road. For example, kung hindi natin susundin, eh di malalaglag sa bangin yung bus na yon. For example, sila din ang bahala to fact find a certain traffic rules. Okay? Halimbawa na lang, sa expressway, bakit meron tayong minimum na 60? Bakit meron tayong maximum na 120? 'Di ba? So dahil din sa design ng kalsada na 'yon na pwede po hanggang dapat 60 lang ang takbo kasi pag sobrang bagal naman mababangga, magkakaroon ng aksidente. That is part of the function. Pangalawa, supervision and maintenance. Okay? Sila din ang bahala sa pag-maintain ng kalsada na 'yan and also planning for the traffic regulation. Okay? So 'yun po 'yun. Next naman, we have the objectives of traffic engineering. Ano ba ang objective ng ating traffic engineering? So we have 5 objectives. So dahil gusto nga nilang maggawa ng kalsada at effective, syempre they want to achieve traffic efficient, free, and rapid flow of traffic. They don't want traffic congestion. Hangga't maaari, sana daw lahat ng dadaan sa kalsada na yan ay maayos yung pagbabiyahe. Okay? To prevent traffic accident, kaya nga sila naglagay ng efficient roads sa atin is para hindi po magkaroon ng aksidente. Okay? To simplify police and of enforcement action and performance. To show that good police actions and performance make engineering plans effective. To present the close relationship of the pillars of traffic in the improvement of traffic problem. Sa madaling sabi po, the traffic engineering, sila po ang bahala magpa-improve ng traffic system po natin sa Pilipinas. Okay? They want to have an efficient, free, and rapid flow of traffic. Ibig sabihin, yung tuloy-tuloy na daloy ng mga sasakyan sa Pilipinas. Okay, so with the current traffic problems na meron tayo, that is part of the function or problem din po yan ng traffic engineering po natin. Okay? When and where the objectives of traffic are applied? Kailan nga ba or saan maia-apply ang objectives ng traffic? Sorry. Habitually congested commercial areas. Yan, kailangan po yan. Lalo na palengke. Schools. They are habitually at crossing schools. Kasama po yan. Congested local areas and intersections. Heavy traffic thoroughfares. Di ba? Kahit ang luwang 8-laner highway pala. 8-laner highway, traffic pa rin. Baka may problema. Okay? During special occasion and events, halimbawa may pa-fun run, ginamit yung kalsada na yon. Tulad sa Rojas Boulevard, sarado ang Rojas Boulevard ng Sunday, 5 AM to 9 AM. Di ba? Kasi gagamitin para sa ano ba yun? Nakalimutan ko yung program ng mayor noon dati. Yung basta jogginganan or bikingan yung buong Rojas Boulevard or kaya minsan may nagpa-fun run sa Rojas Boulevard. And also during disasters and emergencies. Okay, doon po na-apply yung objective ng traffic. So what are the methods in achieving the objectives of traffic engineering? So ano ba yung mga methods na dapat gawin natin? Siyempre, planning and geometric design factor employed in planning. So dapat bago gumawa ng kalsada, nakapagplano po muna kung anong design ang dapat na nandun. Siyempre, composition of traffic stream. Sino ba ang dadaan? Motor ba? Puro ba kotse? Puro ba pampublikong sasakyan? Or puro ba mga cargo trucks ang dadaan dyan? Traffic volumes for capacity. Okay, ilang lane ang dapat nating gawin? 'Di ba? Origin and destination, saan ba papunta tong kalsada na 'to? Okay? Saan ba ang tagos ng kalsada na 'to? So 'yun ang dapat na maisip bago gawin yung kalsada. Next, factors influencing design. Dapat tignan din natin ano yung makakapagpa-epekto dun sa flow or sa mag-impluwensya ng design. Siyempre, composition of traffic, sino bang dadaan? Iilan? Marami ba ang dumadaan diyan as for the volume of traffic? Speed of vehicles, lalo na sa skyway, expressway, wala pong mabagal po diyan. Dahil we have 60 minimum sa mga expressway. Starting, turning, and stopping abilities of a traffic units. Kaya minsan may makikita po kayo sa mga gilid ng expressway, merong mga emergency stops, laybys, okay? Performance values of road users. So, dapat po natin matignan din with our design. Pangatlo, regulation and control traffic regulation. Okay? Based on confined within the boundaries of safety, public welfare, and convenience. So, syempre, before we're going to design a particular road, syempre, we need to ensure the safety of the users. Limitations imposed on road users under load. So, kaya merong mga road capacity lamang. Di ba? So, bawal dumaan yung mga 10-wheeler trucks, bawal dumaan din yung mga mabibigat. Okay? Basic general rule of road use and conduct. And syempre, the prohibition and restrictions. Okay? Let's talk about traffic control as applier to land transportation. A system of traffic engineering employing prescribed traffic rules and regulations and devices such as signals and markings to relieve vehicular congestion and air pollution and to promote safety and pedestrian mobility, usually in heavily populated urban areas. In smaller towns with lighter traffic, similar but simpler control devices and engineering techniques are used. So dito, traffic controls as applier to land transportation. You know what, class? It is very important din that we need to control the traffic users doon sa ating land transportation. Why? Because it is a very important, land transportation has a significant role when it comes to our economy. 'Di ba? So malaking halaga po. Kaya 'di ba, lagi niyo mga maririnig 'yan sa mga balita na habang tumatagal or lumalala ang congestion sa Pilipinas, traffic congestion sa Pilipinas, lalong bumababa yung ekonomiya ng Pinas. So that will be part of the traffic economy. Okay? But dito, we need to ensure the system of traffic engineering. Dapat maayos yung mga kalsada, there are roads, there are bridges, there are skyways, there are roads, sufficient roads para maibsan po natin yung tinatawag natin na traffic problems. Okay? Let's talk about control techniques. Paano ba natin ma-promote yung pag-control? We have the primary emphasis of traffic control, safe and efficient flow of cars, buses, vans, and lorries over urban streets and highways. So we need to ensure the safety and efficient flow ng mga vehicles po natin. Means of promoting vary from single improvement of local streets by installing traffic signs and road markings. So napakahalaga po. So we need to consider that traffic signs kasi napakahalaga po ng kaniyang ambag 'pag bumabiyahe po tayo sa kalsada. Lalo na yung mga road markings po natin kasi baka magka-violation tayo ng illegal swerving naman. Okay? So let's talk about system. Okay? So the system, we have the across system. So we have the road meters to monitor and control the motorway. We have the closed system. So nandiyan po yung ating mga CCTV cameras. Lalo na ngayon, we have NCAP. And also the emergency services for in case of accident or injury naman. Okay? So ito po ay part ng across system. Ito naman po ay closed system. So hindi ko pala napalitan yung font na itim. Okay? We have also the emergency system natin. Okay? So that was the systems on implementing traffic control techniques. Other traffic control techniques, use of one-way streets. Okay? So paggamit ng one-way, enforcement of traffic flow regulation. We have channelization, yung mga building traffic islands, turning lanes, and so on. So the channelization, ibig sabihin paghahati pag-channelize nung mga dadaan, okay? Halimbawa, 'pag dumaan sa right lane tapos may channelizing island, so bawal ka ng kumaliwa kasi yung channelizing island na 'yan is nandiyan sa gitna, 'yun ang kokontrol sa'yo. The use of traffic signals or yung mga tinatawag nating traffic lights, okay? So, let's talk about traffic signs, okay? So, the traffic signs class, tatandaan natin that this is the oldest type of traffic control devices. Bakit? Sa simpleng legend or symbol, it conveys meaning to a certain driver. For example, traffic sign, no loading and unloading. Sa paningin natin, 'di ba? Anong ibig sabihin nun? Okay? Siyempre, bawal mag-load, bawal at magbaba. Bawal magsakay, bawal magbaba. Okay? Yung mga simpleng linya, okay? Yung mga left turn, no U-turn, that is just a simple design or simple sign which conveys an important message or meaning to a driver. So ano nga ba yung mga yon? So ito, these are the examples of traffic signs and road signs in the Philippines. We have the warning signs, informatory signs, and regulatory signs. So yan, isa-isahin. Sorry, medyo sinisipon. Okay, so yun, 'di ba? Napakasimple ng mga sign na 'yan, pero it conveys an important meaning. For example, eto, dito tayo. Warning sign tayo. Narrow road. So, ibig sabihin, yung kalsada sumikip. Okay? Steep descent. Okay, ibig sabihin, pababa. Steep ascent naman, paangat yung kalsada. So makikita mo, there are simple images na nandiyan, simple signs, but it conveys a meaning. Lalo na to, regulatory sign. Imposible, nakakita ka ng stop, anong gagawin mo? Okay? Nakakita ka ng letter P tapos inikisan, ibig sabihin nun, no parking. Okay? So these are signs na napakasimple lamang pero napaka-importante sa mga driver. Okay? So generally, procedures, devices, and communication system that help vehicles and vessels safely share the same roads, rails, waterways, and airspace. Traffic control establishes a set of rules and instruction that drivers or pilots, train engineers, and ship captains rely to avoid collision and other hazards. So this traffic signs po is very much important to ensure the safety of the road users. Class, take note po that this traffic sign was not able to establish sa tabi ng kalsada kung wala lang, kung para sa wala po yan. Ibig sabihin, the traffic engineering puts or establish a traffic sign in a certain road because it conveys a meaning that this road or we need to ensure the safety of the traffic users. Okay? Kaya nandiyan po yung mga traffic sign natin para hindi baliwalain ng mga gumagamit ng kalsada. Kasi bakit? Why? A simple neglect or a simple decline to follow, okay, or neglect to follow a certain traffic sign can sometimes lead to an accident. For example, curve ahead. Nakalagay, curve ahead or uh, left bend. Ibig sabihin, parang kumurba ng kaunti pa left. Ang ginawa mo, di naman left yan, right yan. Nag-left, nag-right ka. Di ba? Yun ang problema. Kasi, sometimes, traffic accidents lead na hindi nasunod yung traffic sign. Halimbawa, maximum speed lamang ay 50. Sabi, hindi okay pa naman. Okay pa naman 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Ayun, na-aksidente. Di ba? So that is the use po ng ating traffic signs to control a certain driver. Safe travels for pedestrian is an additional goal in highway traffic control. Siyempre, yung mga pedestrian naman po natin, naglalakad lang, biglang sinagasaan. Di ba? So, kawawa naman. Next. Traffic control device are installed to control traffic and contribute indirectly to assurance of traffic safety. So, nandun pa rin po tayo sa traffic safety. Okay, traffic signs should be installed only with the approval of the public authority. Isa pa sa paalala po, yung mga yung mga naglalagay ng mga humps, ayan, yung mga basa-basa na lamang pong naglalagay ng mga humps, 'no? Tapos yung humps pa akala mo ang lalaki, yung puwedeng 'pag dinaanan mo sobrang bilis lilipad na yung motor or sasakyan. So, tatandaan po traffic signs should be installed with the approval of the public authority lamang who are authorized to put a traffic signs, yung mga traffic law enforcers po natin or yung mga agencies na kasama po sa traffic engineering. Sila lang po dapat ang may approval or may authority para mag-install ng traffic sign. Authorized construction contractors and public utility companies may install temporary warning signs at work sites to protect workmen, equipment, and the public provided that such conform to the standard. Yung yung may nilad, kung sakali sila ay mag-aayos sa kalsada, they need to put temporary warning signs para ang ginagawa ng Maynila ngayon 'di ba parang sobrang liwanag dun sa lugar sa work sites nila. Parang may LED light sila pinapalibot para makita talaga ng driver na may gumagawa and then at the same time may mga traffic signs na work in progress, under construction, mga ganyan. Okay? So let's talk about the classification of traffic signs. So we have the numbering system. A letter prefix denoting class of sign. So we have the G for the guide sign, W for the warning sign, GE for the freeway or the expressway signs, S for special traffic instruction signs, HM for the hazard markers naman po. Okay? So we have here the type R, the regulatory signs. These are signs to regulate the movement of traffic and traffic to comply with their direction. So we have the priority signs. Okay? So pag sinabing priority signs, regulate priority over a particular road section or roadway. So makita nyo to, for example, ito, may malaki, may maliit. Ibig sabihin, pag priority sign, yung lahat ng dumadaan dito sa malaki, they are the one who have the right of way. Gusto nandito sila sa pinaka. Pero ito na maliit, o manipis na 'to, they have the least priority po sa right of way. Ibig sabihin, 'pag nandoon ka sa makapal, ikaw yung may priority. Yung mga nandito, antay ka lang ng tsansa na makaiwas ka sa aksidente. Next, prohibitory signs or restrictive signs, sila naman yung specified section of the road which will be easily seen by the motorist to indicate regulation which is prohibitive or restrictive in nature. Halimbawa, nakita ka nito, itong sign na 'to. Ano ibig sabihin niyan? Siyempre no horn, no blowing of horns. Okay? 'Pag ito naman, no left turn. Ito naman, no crossing. Okay, ito ay no entry. Ibig sabihin, there is a prohibition or restriction. So we have the mandatory signs. Ito, specified section to indicate, seen by the motorist to indicate regulation which is prohibitive or restrictive in nature. Sabihin natin itong passenger seat belts. Okay? Example, we have special mandatory signs. Nandito yung instruct users to meet certain traffic rule requirements of road condition that ordinary guide or regulatory signs do not achieve the desired result. So dito naman sa special mandatory sign, kung hindi siya na nakalagpas siya doon sa mga regulatories, hindi niya nakita, we have the special mandatory signs po. For example, yan, yung mga lane lalagyan po, lane direction sign, these are the special mandatory signs po natin para hindi po malito yung road users po natin. We have the end, 60 kilometers. Ito yung mga expressway, reduce speed, movement instruction sign naman po ito. We have also warning signs. Ito na po yung mga warning signs to warn road users of the condition of the road or the adjacent of the road. So, ibig sabihin meron pong mga traffic hazards po yan. So, roundabout, slippery road, traffic lights. So, these are the warning signs. Pinawarningan yung isang driver na mag-ingat. Okay? Ayan po. Mag-ingat dahil may ganito, may humps, may bridge, may railroad crossing, ayan. They want to warn. Okay, so N divided road naman po tayo. So ito, naka-let T intersection, Y intersection, ayan, narrow. Advanced warning of control device and converging traffic lanes. Ito yung mga narrow roads. So na yun, ito. Narrow roads. Ito naman yung mga intersections. Okay? So we have the narrow roads. Next, we need to discuss the guide signs naman po or informative signs. So ito naman po ay to inform or advise road users of the road directions. Distances, kasama po dyan. Kaya makita po natin sa mga gilid ng kalsada, yung mga nakakulay blue, it is the guide signs or informative signs po. 2 kilometers, parking area, hospital, gasoline, distance routes, destination routes, location of services for road users. So, nandiyan po yan. Next, we have advance sign naman. So, ito, yung advance sign, makita natin sa gilid ng highway, naladaan natin para to indicate the, the distance of a certain locality or destination. Okay? To inform the motorists of the road use of the names and distances of the principal destinations. Next naman po, usually nilalagay po ito usually sa gilid ng highway or sa mga intersections. Advance sign. Dito naman sa direction sign, dito naman kung saan yung direction na pupunta. Place at the right of the intersection to show the direction and destination of the route. So, kung halimbawa, nandito ka, okay, sa unang exit, port area yan. Pag umikot ka, Pasay City. Pag umikot ka dito, Intramuros. Okay? So, yun po yan. I know this highway eh. May fountain to sa gitna eh. Okay, this highway here, kung papunta dito, punta po ito ng Nabotas. Ito naman, Pasay City, Roas Boulevard. So, dito yung Intramuros. Ito yung port area. Okay, direction signs po yan. Ito naman, road indication sign. Ano pong pinagkaiba ng direction sign sa road indication sign? Sa road indication sign, either by their number made up of figures, letters, or a combination of figures and letters, or by their name shall consist of that name, that number, or the name framed in the rectangular or shield. Dito naman, mismo ipapakita mo yung pangalan na po mismo. Okay? Halimbawa, pag sinabing road identification sign, kung ano po ang pangalan nung kalsada. For example, Rojas Boulevard. Lalagay po talaga natin, Rojas Boulevard, Espanya. Ayan, road identification. Yung dinadaanan mo. Anong pangalan nung kalsadang dinadaanan mo. Okay? Next naman is place identification sign. Pag sinabing place identification sign, saan papunta yung kalsada na yan? Okay? Yun ang pinagkaya. Pag sinabing road identification sign, anong pangalan ng kalsadang dinadaanan mo? Okay? Pag sinabing place identification sign, saan papunta yung kalsada na yan? Okay? Next, we have confirmatory sign. So, ito po yung mga example niyan. So, to confirm direction of the road, so, bear the name of the one or more places. When distance are shown, the figures expressing them shall be placed after the name of locality. So, we have the National Museum, turn right, 300 meters. Scenic Loop, 300 meters on right. So, that is confirmatory. Confirm a certain direction. Other signs providing useful information for drivers or vehicles. So we have here, so bawal pumasok sa sakyang walang taillight. Bawal bisikleta, motorsiklo sa expressway. Prohibited on expressway. Ayan, those are examples of other signs. Next, we have other signs indicating facilities. So service centers, next exit, gasolinahan, tambayan, parkingan ng mga trailer trucks. Ayan, those are other signs naman po. Okay? Standard applications of traffic signs naman, so it should fulfill a need. It should clearly relay a simple message. So kung makikita naman po natin that a certain traffic signs ay napakasimple lang po talaga ng design but it conveys a meaning. Okay? Yun naman tatandaan natin. Simpleng arrow lang yan. Simpleng arrow, no? Pero ang laki po ang laki ng importansya ng meaning na yan. And it should command attention. Dapat makita agad natin no, makita agad, mapansin po agad ng mga road user. And siyempre command respect naman. Siyempre 'no, igalang natin because sabi ko nga sa inyo, traffic signs has a very huge role when it comes to traffic safety. Hindi po tayo maglalagay ng traffic sign kung balewala lang din po 'yan, okey? It should be so located that a motorist would have time to respond to its message. Dapat po yung distance ng ating traffic signs doon sa sinisenyasan natin na dapat makuha ng atensyon ng driver is sufficient po para makapag-respond agad yung driver. For example, naglagay tayo ng traffic signal sign, nakalagay sa ganyan, ayan, ayan. Ngayon, sign lang po ito, wala pa mismo yung actual na traffic light. Okay, so halimbawa, ito yung dinaanan kong highway, ayan, nandito pa yung traffic sign. Halimbawa, nandito yung traffic sign. So ako na driver, nakita ko na 'tong sign dito. So alam ko sa unahan nito merong traffic light. So the driver, the driver of the way respond to the message of this particular traffic sign. Okay? So let's talk about the uniformity of design. Bakit nga ba pare-pareha ang design? So according to the international standards of the PD 207 or the so-called the Vienna Convention on Traffic Lights and Signals, so dapat pare-parehas po mismo. Bakit? Para 'pag ang Pilipino napunta ng ibang bansa, parehas lang din po ang itsura nung mga traffic lights and traffic signals po natin. So, for a stop, we have the octagon, okay? Exclusively for stop sign lang po sila. So, it is the give way sign, equilateral triangle with 1 point vertically down. So, 'pag nakita po tayo niyan, it talks about give way sign. 'Pag sinabing give way sign, ano po 'yan, bigayan. Wala pong traffic lights, yielding kumbaga. Okay, wala pong traffic lights, so right of way na lamang po ang pagbasin or bigayan. Okay? Next, we have circle for regulatory signs. Circle symbols may sometimes be mounted on a regular base, either for easy recognition or for additional information. So ito po. Ayan. Next, we have the equilateral triangle with 1 point vertically upward. So ito naman po yung para sa mga warning sign. Pag vertically downward, give way signs po yun. Okay? And we have the rectangular sign. So with long axis horizontal is used for directional signs, for roadworks, for special purposes. Yun po yung design ng rectangle. Next, standard colors for signs. So we have the red as a background or a border color for giveaway signs, warning signs, and prohibitory signs in regulatory series. Next, we have black background color signs having a white, yellow, yellow-orange background, and a background color for the hazard markers naman po. So, hindi po basta-basta yung paglalagay lamang ng mga kulay. May meaning po. Tulad ng yellow, for warning signs, advisory speed signs, and for most work signs whose legend relates to personnel working. Dito naman, bakit yellow? Usually yellow black kasi it will reflect, nagre-reflect po kasi sa ilaw yan eh. Yung yellow black, nagre-reflect po siya. So pag nailawan siya, automatic siya nagre-reflect. So mabilis makakuha ng atensyon. Blue, for facility information sign and to indicate point of interest. Okay? So, ayan. Makita po natin. So, these are the point of interest po natin. Now, let's talk about traffic signals. Okay? On the traffic signals class, no? Signal operated manually, electrically, or mechanically by which traffic is alternately commanded to stop and permitted to proceed. Itong traffic signal or yung tinatawag na traffic lights or stoplight, no? These are sometimes manually mo kasi po nagma-manual po yung ating traffic signal, puwede po siyang gawin. Puwede siyang electrically, puwede rin pong mechanically, 'no? So, puwede pong maging ano or yung uso ngayon naka-timer, okey? Ito yung traffic signal natin kung kailan tayo mag-i-stop, kailan tayo magpo-proceed, okey? So, ito, to give you the definition of the stop, so red light for the stop. Amber or yellow light or orange, sometimes may iba na orange po sa ibang reference but amber or yellow light po yan. Permit driver to proceed but requires intersection to be cleared. Pag flashing yellow na po, yes, sana po, slow down po yun, hindi po is very fast. Ang ugali kasi nating mga Pinoy 'pag nagye-yellow na, binibilisan natin, 'di ba? Sayang naman. Sayang naman tuloy. 'Wag naman kasi it will cause an accident. Green light siyempre go. Okay, so ito po yung construction ng ating traffic signals. Okay, so yun po yung meaning po 'no. Sana po alam po natin and also tawag dito, yung ano po natin, yung pagkakasunod-sunod po ng kulay. Nasa pinakataas po yung red, sa gitna yung yellow, nasa, baba yung go. Kasi una diyan magre-red muna siya, ay no, maggi-green, sunod po diyan is magye-yellow, hanggang sa after yellow magre-red na po yan. Tapos after red, green naman. Ayan, yan po yung pagkakasunod niyan, okey? Specific meaning of traffic lights. So, steady red, siyempre stop at the designated lane. Ano yung designated lane for stop? Siyempre yung stop line. Okay? Vehicles will be crossing from the other side. Expect pedestrians to cross at the pedestrian lane. So, pag naka-stop ka, expect mo na may pedestrian yan na tatawid. Unless specified, you can turn right after a full stop to clear traffic coming from the left. For example, halimbawa po, nasa intersection po tayo. Ayan, intersection na nasa gitna. Nandito ka sa kabila. May ibang, naglalagay po dito, no right turn in red light. So, wag po tayong lumiko pakanan. Pero kung wala naman, turn right anytime with caution, so pwede po tayo. So, stop ka po muna dito and then tsaka ka mag-turn kung wala namang, traffic from the other, if there is a clear traffic. Next, steady green, siyempre go po. It is your turn to proceed to another street or another road. Pedestrian are not allowed to cross the pedestrian. Please po, pag naka-green na po ang para sa sasakyan, yung mga pedestrian po sana ay wag na pong tumawid. Okay? Now we have the steady green arrow. Ito naman ay go din po. So lahat ng napapunta sa left, pwede po silang pumunta. Okay? Pag naka-red po yan, syempre hindi po pwede. May style po na iba, no? Naka-green yung green arrow, naka-green yung green arrow tapos naka-red yung nandito sa gitna. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng padiretso hindi po muna, magpo-proceed muna yung mga liliko pakaliwa. Do not anticipate a green arrow. Okay? We have also steady yellow, prepare to stop. Ibig sabihin, slow down na po yan. Okay? It is turn of the vehicles on the other side and will be given the go signal shortly. Do not beat a yellow light. Bakit? Kasi po, slow down na po yan. We need to prepare for a stop. Okay? Next is flashing red naman. Same as stop sign po yan. Stop at a designated line. Vehicles will be crossing from the other side. So wala pong ibang meaning. Kahit magpa-flashing red po yan, please po, bawal po talaga ang pagtawid yan. Okay? Next is flashing yellow or the same as the yield sign or give way sign po yan. Proceed through the intersection with caution. So bigayan po yan. No, bigayan po. So you should proceed with a certain caution. You have the right of way over a red or over a flashing red light. So kung nasa iyo yung flashing yellow, ikaw ang may right of way po. Vehicles on the other side will proceed after coming to a full stop. Okay? So yun po yung meaning ng steady green and steady left, right arrow. So vehicles can go straight or vehicles on the left lane can make a left turn. Vehicles can go straight or vehicles on the right lane can make a right turn. Green light, right green signal might or might not have a road sign disallowing a right turn while the red light is on. So tulad ng nabanggit ko kanina, no? Sometimes there are traffic signs na nagsasabi na no right turn in red light. So, ibig sabihin nun, kahit naka-green po, kung naka-red po yan, bawal na bawal po yan mag-right turn. So, kung halimbawa naka-green naman, pwede po yun anytime. So, kung halimbawa wala naman nakalagay na traffic sign, so pwede po tayong mag-proceed. Okay? Sana po malinaw. So, what are the traffic signal system? So, ano ba yung mga sistema natin when it comes to traffic signals? So, we have the fixed time system. Pag sinabing fixed time system, commanded to stop, traffic is alternately commanded to stop and permitted to proceed in accordance with predetermined time schedule. Meron pong naka-indicate na oras. Okay, kung ilang segundo yung sa kabilang linya, ilang segundo yung sa kabila. Okay, yun po yung fixed time system. Next naman is sinorten ko na lang, progressive system. Pag sinabing progressive system naman, used on major arteries of a number of cities. Signals and successive intersection along the artery are timed to change from red to green at staggered intervals, permitting a vehicle that maintains a constant speed to proceed without interruption under normal circumstances. Doon sa fixed time system, naka-fix yung oras na binibigay sa kanya. Dito sa progressive system, there is a time to change from red to green, okay, at staggered intervals. Ibig sabihin, may staggered intervals na nagkakaroon. Kung sino ba talaga ang magre-red, pinakamataas na mag-red, sino ba ang pinakamataas na mag-green. Ibig sabihin, pag mataas na red, mataas na oras yun ng pag-stop. Mataas na pag-green, mataas na oras ng pag-go po yun. So, yun po yung progressive system. Next, we have computerized control of signal network. So ito naman po yung signal changes are ordered by the demands of traffic and are directed by computers that operate on the basis of traffic information relayed from vehicle sensors on the street. Example po nitong computerized control of signal networks. Alam niyo po yung kung nakapunta na po kayo ng Makati, meron pong button sa pedestrian lane, meron pong button na pipindutin mo. Kahit naka-stop po naka-stop po yung pedestrian, 'pag pinindot niya po yun, 'pag pinindot niya po yung button na yun for pedestrian, biglang magye-yellow, biglang magpa-flashing yellow yung dun sa para sa mga vehicle. Tapos, after mag-flashing yellow, magre-red po yun, yung magre-red po yung traffic light, tapos pedestrian po na traffic light ay maggi-green. So, yun po yung computerized control of signal networks. Okay? In this system, traffic detectors are placed at several locations, generally in the pavement. So, minsan din, meron din nilalagay sa mga pavement, sa mga kalsada mismo na magsisignal doon sa computer po. Okay? Si computer po ang magsasign kung kailan mag-stop, kailan mag-go. Okay? So, we have the Chapter 3, Article 23, Paragraph 5 and 6 of the Geneva Convention, where the lights are arranged vertically and red shall be placed uppermost. So, pag naka-vertical po, nasa up po yun. Pag horizontal, the red light shall be placed on the right side of the opposite to the appropriate to the direction of traffic. So, pag nakatayo po, nasa taas po yung red. Pag naka-vertical position po, ayan, nandito po sa pinakakanan, nasa gitna yung yellow, nasa kaliwa po ang green. Okay? In the three-color system, the amber light shall be placed in the middle. Always po yan. Okay? In the middle. Next, let's talk about traffic islands. Okay? Pag sinabing traffic islands po, ito po ay the raised area in the middle of the road which provides a safe place for pedestrian to stand and marks as a division between two opposing streams on traffic. So for example, ito, usong-uso sa Dasma. So itong nasa gitna na to, this is the so-called traffic islands. This is a raised portion here, no? Indicated to divide the traffic. So we have the road papunta dito and we have the road papunta po dito sa baba. So halimbawa, north ito, south itong nasa baba. So we have the road going to the north, we have the road going to the south. At nasa gitna yung traffic island na naghahati sa dalawang kalsada. It is also a safe haven para sa mga pedestrian natin yung traffic islands po natin. Okay? So, types of traffic islands, so we have rotatory or central islands or yung tinatawag po natin na rotonda. Ayan. Ito, this is a Quezon City Memorial Circle po ito. Okay? Nasa gitna po, ayan, nakapabilog po yan. Sorry sa bilog. Ayan. May mga kalsada po dyan. Tulad nito, ito, meron dito, meron dito, meron dito. Ayan. Ito po ay Quezon City Hall po ito. Okay? So, ayan. So, nandyan po. So, lahat po parang araw po yan, marami nakakonektang kalsada po dyan. Okay? Rotatory or central island po yun. Ito po nasa gitna. Okay, nasa gitna yung rotatory or circle island. Next, we have the channeling island. So, ito naman channeling island, ito naman ay nagcha-channel nung pag-separate ng traffic. For example, class, lahat po dito ay punta sa north. Okay? Lahat po dito. Kaso, pag dito ka dumaan sa bandang kaliwa, dito po ang daan natin. Why? Yun po ang importansya nitong channelizing island. Bakit? Dito sa channelizing island or channeling island, siya ang nagse-separate nung traffic po natin. So, pag dito ka naman sa right, dito ka pupunta. Okay? Bawal ka po dito sa right, diretso ganun. Bawal po yun. Okay? Or sometimes, may ganito. 2 lane. Ayan. Tapos, itong linya na 'to biglang nagkaroon ng traffic island. Ayan, sabihin natin traffic island 'yan. Ayan, so dito na 'yan. Tapos ito biglang didiretso. Ayan. So 'pag dito ka sa lane, sabihin natin lane 1, lane 2, 'pag lane 1 ka, dire-diretso ka talaga. 'Pag nasa lane 2 ka, you need to right turn. So ito nasa gitna, na 'to, this is the channeling island. So nagcha-channel siya to separate the traffic. Pangatlo, divisional traffic island naman po. So ito naman po yung naghahati. Yung example natin kanina, going to north, sabihin natin, or east or west, going to south, or east or west naman. Okay? Ito nasa gitna, ito yung divisional island. Naghahati sa dalawang direction. Okay? Separate the opposing flow of traffic. So yun po yung pinagkaiba. Okay? So we have also painted islands. So ito naman ay wala pong naka-raise, no? Hindi po siya naka-raise, pero through this paint area here, no? Bawal pong dumaan diyan ang kahit na anong sasakyan. Ibig sabihin, use and road markings only without raised curbs and other physical obstruction. So pag nakita po tayo ng ganyan, bawal po 'yan. Bawal pong dumaan diyan. Next, pedestrian islands naman, or also known as the refuge island. So ito naman yung island indicated for the pedestrian. So bawal pong anuhan po diyan. Minsan nasa shoulder. Pwede po yung maging pedestrian island. We have here also a pedestrian lane ang tawag po dito. Okay? This is a divisional island. Ito naman yung pedestrian island din po ito. Divisional island, pedestrian island. Ayan. Okay? Next, let's talk about pavement markings. Okay? So pag sinabing pavement markings, it pertains to all lines, patterns, words, symbols, and other guides except signs into a surface or applied upon or attached to a pavement or curving to objects within adjacent to the roadway, officially placed for the purpose of regulating, warning, or guiding traffic. Traffic signs na po yun. Pero, kung yan po ay nakaguhit sa mismong kalsada, yan po ay ang tinatawag natin na pavement marking. Okay? So, ano-ano mga yon? Ano-ano yung mga klase ng pavement markings po natin? Okay? So, types of pavement markings, we have the longitudinal lines, center or separation line. So, itong yellow line po na ito. Sometimes it is a yellow, it is a white. Used to separate opposing streams of traffic crossing. So, wala pong island na nandyan, pero itong linya lang na to ang naghahati. So, meron papunta dito, meron ding papunta dito. Ayan. So, linya lamang po naghahati. Center or separation line. Lane line naman, halimbawa, pag sinabing lane line class, one way lang po ito. Halimbawa, one way, ito, two way, sabihin natin. Two way, one lane. So, pag sinabing lane line, ito, kasama po sa lane line po ito. Pero sometimes, ang lane line, ganito. Two lane road. Okay, two lane po siya. Same direction same direction. Pag lane class always remember ang pinagkaiba ng way at lane. Pag sinabing one way, ibig sabihin, same direction po yun. Okay, pag sinabing one way, isang direction lang po yun. Lahat po yun papunta dito or papunta sa baba. Okay? Or, Pag sinabing two-way, dalawang direksyon po ang tawag doon. Okay? Mayroon pa ganito, merong pa punta doon. Okay? Yun ang pinagkaiba. Halimbawa, two-way road, two-way, three-laner road. Ibig sabihin, so ganito two-way, three-laner road. Halimbawa, ito, three-laner. To island to sa gitna. So, may papunta dito, tatlo papunta dito. Tapos meron din lane papunta dito. Okay? Ayan. So, ang tawag po dyan, two-way, three-laner road. Pag sinabing lane class, ito yung same direction talaga sila. Papunta sa north or south, west or east. Pag way, ito yung sa lubong, opposite direction. Okay? Pag lane, parehas po yun. Okay? Sana malinaw po. Next is barrier line naman po. We have this single yellow line, double solid yellow line. So, pag double solid, nakadoble na po yan. Single yellow line with broken line, broken yellow line, or broken and yellow line. So, ito po. Single white dotted line. Two-lane road. Pwede po yan sa two-lane road. It separates traffic moving in opposite direction. So, pwede rin po siya. On a one-way street, separates traffic movement in one direction. And also, overtaking is possible when other lane is clear of oncoming possible. So, pwede po tayo mag-overtake with single white dotted line. Single white continuous line in a two-lane traffic way naman, separate traffic moving into opposite direction. Ito yung longitudinal lines natin. Passing and overtaking can be made only under circumstances where there is no oncoming traffic. Could be found in road section that are dangerous. So, dito naman, single white line, continuous line into two-lane traffic way. Ibig sabihin, two-lane, dalawang linya na parehas ng direksyon. Okay, tapos dalawang, halimbawa ito, yan, island, meron din dito. Pupunta dito sila, sa baba, ito naman, paangat. Two-lane po yun. Single white continuous line in a two-lane, itong continuous line na to. Hanggang doon yan. Para mag-separate yung dalawang lane. Ito, for example, ito. Yeah, this is a continuous line. Single continuous line in a four-lane road naman. Ito naman, pinagkaiba naman ito, four-lane. Okay? Always remember po, there are slow and fast lane po pag four lanes na po yan. Okay? Never overtake by passing over a solid white line. So, lane 2 and 3, yan po ang tinatawag na inner lanes are usually for faster or moving vehicles. So, lane 1 and 4 for the outer lanes, ito po yung mga slow-moving vehicles. Isang misconception kasi sa Pilipinas, no? Halimbawa, this is a four-laner road. 3, 4. Same direction po ito Same direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ang misconception lagi sa Pilipinas, itong lane 1 ang overtaking. Which is mali po when it comes to four-laner road. No? Pag four-laner road po, 2 and 3 is used for overtaking areas. Ito po yung mga faster vehicles. Okay? Pero, kung ikaw ay bawal ka pong mag-overtake kung sakaling solid white line, broken white lines, pwede po. Pero, itong 1 and 4, for slow po yan talaga sila. Okay? Pag mabagal ka magpatakbo, dito ka lang sa lane 1 and 4. Pero kung mabilis ka, 2 and 3 po. Pero kung, sir, paano po pag 2 lane? 2 lane, same direction. Siyempre, 1 is the faster, 2 is the slow. Okay? So, yun po yun. Sir, paano po pag 3? Sige, ganun pa rin. 3. 1, 2, 3. Slow, slow, fast. Okay? Yun po yun. Sa 4 lang po nag-a-apply yun. Sa 4, alisin po natin yung lane 1 lagi ang fast kasi 2 and 3 po ang para sa fast. Okay? Fast. Ito naman ay slow. Ayan. Dito naman, fast, slow. Ito naman, fast. Overtaking. Overtaking. Pwede rin sa fast ito and sa mga slow. Okay? Ayan po. So, yun po yung mga line po natin. Tulad po niyan, ito. Mga lane po na to. Ito yung naghahati sa 4 lane. Ito. Ayan. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Next, double yellow line or double white line. Ito naman, no overtaking po yan usually. Okay? Wala pong mag-overtake dyan. Stay in your lane until you pass the end of the solid lines. Overtaking is extremely dangerous. So, pag nakita po kayo, it's either double white line or double yellow line, wala pong mag-overtake dahil delikado po yan. Tulad yan. Okay? Next, single yellow or white line. So, it means that you cannot overtake if the solid lane is on your side. If you overtake, return to your lane before the solid line. Okay? Dito naman po, mali lang yung aking picture. May solid white line dyan. Okay? Solid yellow line or white line. Tapos, merong broken or dotted line. Pag nasa iyo yung dotted, halimbawa nandito, yung nandito sa lane 1, lane 2. Yung lane 2 pwedeng mag-overtake papunta dito. Okay? Pero yung lane 1, okay, bawal pong mag-overtake kasi nasa iyo yung solid line. Okay? Sana na-gets po natin ha. Pero kung halimbawa nandito naman yung dotted line, tapos wala ito dito, wala itong linya na 'to, yung lane 2 bawal mag-overtake, yung lane 1 pwede mag-overtake. Kung nasa iyo yung natapat sa'yo yung white dotted lines, 'no, pwede kang mag-overtake. Pero 'pag nasa iyo yung solid line, bawal pong mag-overtake. Okay? Yellow continuous line on road provided with a passing lane. Common on mountain roads po ito. So, yung mga passing lane. Slow-moving vehicles such as buses and vehicles and heavy truck should always use the outer lane. So, dito naman po, medyo magulo lang po pag may passing lane. Vehicles coming from the opposite direction or the lane 1. Sabihin natin, ito. Opposite direction po yan, lane 1 and lane 2. Punta dito, punta dito. Okay? Lane 1 should not use the inner lane. Inner lane, lane 2. Okay? The opposite direction of the lane 1 should not use the inner lane at the other side for overtaking. Halimbawa, ito. Galing dito, mag-overtake. Yan. Bawal po yun. Ano na rin to? Mag-overtake din dito. Bawal po yun. Lalo na pag may mga passing lanes po. Kasi, pwede pong magkaroon ng disgrasya. Ang usual, may passing lane. Ayan, dito. Meron pong kalsada dito na maliit. That is for overtaking. Pwede po dyan. Kaya, itong linya na to, may pwede mag-overtake. Okay? Inner lane, lane 2 is for vehicles to pass without having to use the other lane, lane 1 for vehicles coming from the opposite direction. Okay? So, yun naman po. Opposite direction, bawal po ma-overtakean po yun. Should not use the inner lane. Okay? So, bawal po talaga. At the other side of the lane 2 at the other side for the overtaking lamang. Okay? Ganda sana pag face to face natin na klase ito kasi di-discuss ko po sa inyo 'to ng maano. Ito naman yung kanina, yung on your side is the yellow dotted, tapos sa kabila yung solid. So, 'pag nasa iyo yung dotted line, pwede kang mag-overtake. 'Pag nasa iyo ito, bawal mag-overtake. Okay? Next, traverse lines naman, so stop lines. So, are required to stop before the white line. Giving way or holding lines ang marking consists of two adjacent broken white lines across the carriageway at which drivers must give way to all traffic in accordance with the standard sign. Okay? Ito yung stop line. Okay? Ito. Itong makapal na to. This is the stop line. So, dapat wag tayo sumobra dyan. Okay? Pag nagmamaneho. Next, ito naman yung give way or holding lines naman. Sorry. Itong broken na to. Okay? Bago po tayo lumiko dito, okay, or dito naman, sige, dito. Bago po tayo dito. Ayan, we have the give way lines po. Pag galing dito, ayan, hinto ka po muna. Pag may dadaan na punta dito, padaanin nyo po muna because they have the priority bago ka po kumanan para maiwasan po ang aksidente. Next naman, pedestrian intersection. Signalized and non-signalized. Pag sinabing signalized, meron pong mga traffic lights po diyan. 'Pag non-signalized naman na traffic, ano lang po, pedestrian lane lang po ang nandiyan, okey? Crosswalk or pedestrian lane for pedestrian to cross, do not stop on pedestrian lane. So, pinagbabawal po yan. Stop for the pedestrian on an intersection with no traffic lights and pedestrian should always cross a street on a crosswalk. So, sana sa mga pedestrian naman, dun lang sila sa crosswalk or yung pedestrian lane. Huwag na silang sumobra, di ba? Next, ito yun, example ng pedestrian lane or crosswalk or fencing kung tawagin. Roundabout holding lines. So, sa ikot, hindi po basta-basta po yan, basta-basta lang ng ikot, ha. So, we have the holding lines po diyan para, to give way. Class, take note, ha. Lahat ng nasa loob ng roundabout, they have the right of way over dun sa papasok pa lang. For example, tulad nito, papasok ka dito sa intersection, sa roundabout na 'to, nandito yung holding lines. Halimbawa, ito yung holding lines. Bago ka po lumagpas ng holding lines, stop ka po muna kung merong mga vehicle na nag-iikot-ikot diyan, okay? Because yung mga vehicles inside the roundabout, they have the right of way over those vehicles na mag-e-enter pa lang sa roundabout. So, 'pag nakalagpas na, clear na, puwede ka na pong lumiko. And take note sa pagliko naman po, gamit tayo ng ibang kulay. Halimbawa, itong yellow, papunta siya ng kanan agad. So, dito po tayo sa outer lane po talaga. Yan, kakanan. So naman nasa blue, gusto mo doon sa kabila. So use the other lane. Yan. Wag po ganito sa pinakadulo. Nandito, tapos liliko agad. So maraming linya matatamaan mo. So tingnan niyo po yung kulay ng ano. So doon lamang po dapat pwede silang um, dumaan sa mga lane na yan. Next, other lines, turn line naman. So, to guide vehicles through a turning movement at intersections. Parking bay naman. So, we have the designated marking space. But take note of the PWD parking mark. Loading and unloading bay lane line. A solid white line used to indicate the proper location of loading and unloading zone with the parking restriction. So, ito naman yung other lines naman natin. No? And we have the directional arrows. So, ito po yung mga nag-i-indicate kung saan tayo pwedeng pumunta. Okay? Halimbawa sa pavement markings po ito, usually. So, merong paliko, ganito. Merong pa diretso. Yan. And merong pa kanan. Sundin po natin. So, yung mga lanes po na nandiyan yan, kailangan pumasok because that is tantamount for illegal swerving. Okay? We have do not block intersections. So, tatandaan po natin, yung intersection, halimbawa ito, tapos may naka-X. Ibig sabihin yung naka-X na yan, wala po dapat barat. Free from any ano po yan dapat, obstruction. So, dapat nandito, yan, stop line, hanggang dyan ka lang. Okay, saka ka dediretso or liliko. Okay, pero itong naka-letter X, bawal po ang obstruction dyan. Bus or PUJ lane line. So we have the bus lane sa EDSA. Motorcycle lane, we have also that one. Bicycle lane. So yun po yung mga linya nagse-separate ng mga linya po na yun. Ano ba yan? Kaso ito, tulad nito. Ito yung intersection box. So yung naka-X, bawal po dyan yung obstruction. So dito we have EDSA. So ang ginawa po para maiwasan na yung mga matitigas ang ulo, barrier na po talaga mismo. Didikit-dikit na po yan, hindi na po hiwa-hiwalay kasi yung mga motor sumisingit-singit niyan, eh. Okay? So, may mga motorista po na sumisingit-singit diyan. So, ang ginawa ng MMDA diyan, dinikit-dikit nila. So, more on bus na po. So, wag po kayo magkakamali dito, pumasok sa bus lane kasi violation na traffic ka pa. Okay? Kasi minsan nagbubuhol-buhol yung mga bus po. Okay? Next, we have the object markings placed on objects on the road or beside the road like humps, rocks or similar hazardous objects on the side of the road. So ito po example, mga objects po yan nandyan. Ito, mga cones, mga barriers po. Sama po yan. Raised pavement markings, the so-called cat's eye. Ito po yung recent issues, no, sa corruption sa government. So, it is the cat's eye. Yung mga umiilaw po sa gitna ng kalsada natin. So, ayan, no, pag nailawan sila, cat's eye po ang tawag dito. Pag tinawag na cat's eye to, parang ano, mata ng pusa din to. Tapos pag nailawan siya, umiilaw. Okay, nagre-reflect. Iba din ang reflectorized class ha. Iba din reflectorized kasi pintura lang siya na pag nailawan, nagre-reflect. Pero ito, it is an instrument po na pag sinaga ng araw, binabaon siya sa pavement, sa kalsada, pag nailawan, umiilaw din siya. Cat's eye po ang tawag dyan. Okay? Other markings, chevron and the rumble strip. So, ito po yung chevron. Ito. So, pag naka-chevron po, ayan, yung parang mga triangle-like, pavement marking. So, bawal po dyan dumaan. Okay? Bawal po dyan. Ito naman, rumble strips. Ito yung parang rarat-rat pag dinaanan mo. So, ano bang indication ng rumble strips? Thermoplastic lane markings designed to aid and provide motorists with visual, audio, and motion warnings on the road. Okay? Rumbles strips are highly visible horizontal lines on the road that produce a humming sound and ample bumpy ride in the motorist when run over. So, yung parang tutunog pag dinaanan mo. Yung gaganon siya para tatama sa mga gulong. Okay? Next, we have pavement arrows or the directional arrows to control the lane and the curb markings naman for the curb. So we have here, ayan, curb markings and restriction placed on the curbs and edges of the traffic for the purpose of restriction and parking regularization. So we have reflectorized markings. So nabanggit ko na po kanina, pag nailawan, sila po yung umiilaw. So ayan. Pavement markings lang po sila na pag nailawan, umiilaw po yan. Iba po ang cat's eye. Kasi instrument po na nilalagay po mismo dito. Ayan. Na pag nailawan, iilaw po sila. Okay? We have the stop lines. So ito. Minsan po, may nakalagay po talaga na stop. Okay? So, posible naman po siguro yun na hindi pa magkaintindihan. Okay? Crosswalk or pedestrian lane, napakita na po natin. Okay? So, let's talk about intelligent transport system. So, ano nga ba yung intelligent transport system na nabanggit natin kanina? ITS or the ITS is the application of the information and communication technologies to surface traffic and transportation system. Sabi ni Sigwa 2008, the following diagram presented by Okamoto also illustrate ITS. Ito po yung ITS natin. The people, the road, and the vehicle. So, dapat, these three po, okay, the application of information and communication technologies to surface traffic and transportation system. Para magkaroon ng harmonious, tawag dito, harmonious, yung ano natin, yung effect, no? Yung road users po natin, efficient flow of traffic po, dapat magkaroon po ng pagkakaintindihan yung taong gumagamit ng kalsada, yung kalsada mismo at yung mga mga sasakyan na dumadaan dun sa kalsada. Okay? The GPS or the geographic positioning system device installed in some modern cars which provides information and guide drivers about the possible route from the origin to destination is one of the example of the application of the ITS. Kaya meron po tayong Google Maps because that is the GPS po. Sa example of GPS. So, gamit na gamit natin siya. So, it was installed in the new cars na nabibili natin kasi it provides an information, okay? Information and communication technology na po 'yon para magkaroon po ng pagkakaisa yung tao na gumagamit ng kalsada, yung tao na gumagamit ng vehicle, at yung kalsada sa vehicle at yung vehicle naman sa kalsada. So yun po yung magkakaroon po siya ng harmonious, how do I say, na parang harmonious na instruction doon sa tatlong component ng road system po natin. Okay? Next, advanced traffic surveillance and signal control system have resulted in travel time reduction ranging from 8 to 25%. Dito naman sa advanced traffic surveillance, ito naglalagay ng mga CCTV para maglagay din ng mga traffic updates, no? Kung saan may traffic, saan pwedeng dumaan. Ayan. Electronic fare payment, so ito dito yung mga beep cards, no? Na nakapagpa-ease din ng transit system po natin. incident management programs can reduce delay associated with congestion caused by incidents by 10 to 45%. Okay? We have also here the electronic toll collection. So we have here the EasyTex tuloy, EasyTrip and AutoSweep naman po, no? So mga electronic toll collection. So may ibang toll plaza na hindi na po tumatanggap ng cash, no? Mas mabilisan na dadaan ka na lang, loadan mo na lang yung card na yan, tapos i-scan, mai-scan yan dun sa pagdaan mo mismo sa tollway na yan, mabilis na po, hindi na po yung cash. Nauso yan, nauso ang, tawag dito, strict implementation ng cashless nung pandemic. Okay? So we have also here the smart system. Ginamit po ito sa SCATS saka sa Canada. So smart system is state-of-the-art Metro Manila Adaptive Responsive Traffic System. So SCATS uses detectors embedded in the pavement to determine the congestion level of the road network. It is a dynamic demand responsive traffic system used for area-wide control. The signal timings therefore evolve in response to detected traffic demand. So tulad po nito, ito po ay smart system ng SCATS. So makikita po natin diyan, so tulad nito, no, yung demand of traffic po natin. So makikita din diyan kung puno na highly congested ba yung kalsada na yan. Ayan, yan po. Yung sa smart. We have also Metro Manila ETC system, electronic toll collection. So ito po yung nangyayari sa ETC, electronic toll collection natin. So may nakalagay na tag dyan. So kung hindi gumagana yung tag, so may tag reader dito. Tapos yung pag na-read yan, may load ka, automatic magsisignal dito sa gate, aangat po yan. Okay? And then, kung walang load, so syempre, hindi to aangat yung boom. Okay? Ito. So example ng traffic. I don't know where's the tag reader. Pero ito yung dito mo makikita, stop ka muna para mabasa ng tag reader. Tapos malalagay dito yung binayaran mo, dito yung balanse mo. Tapos o-open to. Kung sakaling sufficient yung load mo, so pwede ka na mag-pass. Okay? RFID project of MMDA, ito naman ay yung this is the reorganized bus route policy as well as control of dispatch of the buses that fly along the EDSA. The main objective of this project is to minimize the number of buses along EDSA but increase its occupancy rate so as to improve traffic congestion and further in the decrease of carbon dioxide vehicle emission. So naglagay po ng mga RFID kung sino lamang po ang mga buses ang pupwede sa EDSA. So kung may mga buses po na pumunta ng EDSA, hindi po sila pinapayagan or at the same time, huhulihin po yun. So sino lamang po ang may RFID number para po dun sa EDSA, sila lang po dapat ang nandoon sa EDSA ng mga bus. Okay? Okay? So with that, that ends our discussion for this topic po muna. Okay? Thank you.